Welcome to the Quantum Legacy series, where we revisit the original shortwave radio broadcasts of Dr. Robert Marshall, founder of Quantum Nutrition Labs. These episodes are a window into the early days of clean, quantum state nutrition, a philosophy that still drives everything we do at QNL today. Please note, this is archival content. Any product mentions, pricing, or special offers discussed may no longer be valid. Let's dive into this timeless broadcast and explore the legacy that helped shape the future of natural health.
The following program has been pre-recorded.
Dr. Marshall's comments have not been evaluated by the FDA and are not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease.
Welcome to Healthline Now, hosted by world-renowned clinical nutritionist Dr. Robert Marshall, PhD, of Quantum Nutrition Labs. He believed that the secrets of optimal health lie not within costly techniques, but in the body's own theorized energy field. Using these concepts, Dr. Marshall touched the lives of countless people throughout the globe with this effective and insightful nutritional system, a methodology he coined as the quantum nutrition effect. Don't miss this nutritional legend whose insightful ideas revolutionized natural health care. To speak with an experienced representative regarding your own health concerns, please call Monday through Friday, 9 a.m. to 7 p.m. and weekends, 10 a.m. to 7 p.m. Central Standard Time. We hope you and your loved ones can experience the quantum nutrition effect. Please join us for Healthline Now with Dr. Marshall.
Welcome to Healthline Live. This is your 21st century conduit for the latest breaking information in clinical nutrition. Don't miss out on your opportunity to call in with questions and enjoy the best possible state of health for you and your family. And toward that end, we've got quantum cleanse caps, and this is to help gently but effectively detoxify the intestines. And this is a really important job because for years all of us have been hoodwinked into eating white flour and white sugar as if this was nutrition. The tragic part of that is that it's make-believe nutrition. And if we do keep eating that stuff, the best we can hope for is make-believe health. What a mistake. So jump on our cleanse caps. This is loaded with psyllium and all the key synergists and cofactors that assist it in gently yet effectively cleansing the intestine. And get the heck off white flour and white sugar. And I know when you go out and eat, everybody's eating it. And can a whole bunch of people be wrong? The answer is yes. And the way we affect change is we vote financially. And so if you're not buying and you're not paying, then whoa, are they going to want to make a change real quick? So stand up and, stop eating white flour and white sugar. That's one of the big steps you can take. And make sure you can digest your food. These are the key players, the things that kill just about every American. They don't have adequate minerals. They can't digest their food. And of course, we're typically overeating refined oils. And we hit that over and over again because that is sort of a special, best-kept secret. So to clean up that intestine today, jump on our quantum cleanse caps. Typically, you might take 5 capsules with 8 ounces of juice or other liquid about 30 minutes before eating a meal twice a day, like breakfast and dinner. And you're going to do this for several weeks to really clean out. And during that time period, you're going to avoid white flour and white sugar. That is a smart move, or you're going to end up having to do this again. Who wants to do that? All right, so give a buzz to our order line, 800-370-3447, 800-370-3447. Let's go right to the phones now. This is Dr. Bob Marshall, PhD. This is Healthline Live. Let's go to Linda in Colony, New York, and she'd like to know how to repopulate the gut with beneficial flora following a colonoscopy. Are you there, Linda?
Yes, I am.
How old a woman are you, and how much do you weigh?
57, about 130 pounds.
Okay. Was your colonoscopy done with a barium contrast?
No.
Oh, good. Okay, so then you don't really have much repopulating you need to do. If you had the barium in there, then you do have a mess you need to clean out. And I definitely am not a fan of chemical contrast. Generally speaking, the doctor will tell you that it all comes out, but then when you read the package insert, you see that it's something like 95% comes out, and you still are left wrestling with the other 5%. Not a good deal as far as I'm concerned. But one of the things you really have to ask yourself is the microbiome or the gut bacteria happy? Do you have a good ecology in the gut? That's the question you need to ask. And the answer to that question is twofold. First, you've got to be sure that when you eat a meal, you can digest the meal. And at your age, you're just starting to have some real challenges with that. And at your body weight, you might need one, maybe quantum digest to give the pancreatic enzymes and pepsin so that the hydrochloric acid will work really good at the end of the meal, and about 2 of those. And now you're pretty sure you're digesting the way you did in your 20s. And
now, if I'm taking that, and I have been for some time, and I still have constipation, what might be the cause?
Okay. Well, constipation, first of all, it may be your choice of foods. The most common reason, though, for constipation is lack of fluid. So you're supposed to get at least a half ounce of water per pound of body weight. So you should be at 65 ounces of water per day, and you may be at half that. So you may need to work on building up by increasing 8 ounces once a week till you get all the way up to the 65 ounces. That alone may solve the problem. Okay? Let's say you're okay with water. The next guy that could put you in trouble is salt, lack of salt. So when we go off junk food and we eat more at home, then often we become salt compromised, especially young children who sweat heavily and who need more salt, and adults who do hard cardio exercise where they're sweating heavily. Those are the folks who get in trouble with constipation for lack of salt. So here, what we need to do is taste the perspiration at the outer part of the arm. It should taste slightly salty. If it does, you're perfect. If it doesn't, then you want to quickly up your salt with an air-dried sea salt, or even better yet, our pink salt, which is air-dried Mediterranean sea salt with volcanic trace elements added, since you really can't get those out of our food anymore. These are the 2 most common: water, salt. Now, of course, bulk and certain types of oils play a key role as well. But we haven't mentioned the fact that a low back injury or an old epidural that you might have had during delivery of a child, these can induce an interference field which could sedate the normal energy flow to the colon and not allow you to get the normal peristaltic movement. Okay? So those are the things that strike us most commonly. Are any of those an issue for you, Linda?
Well, I do use the pink salt.
And so you've checked salt and all, and even after doing that, you're still having some constipation?
Yeah, but I've been under long-term stress for 10 years.
I see.
I finally got out from under that a couple of months ago, but...
Good. Are you still eating meat, fish, poultry, eggs, dairy products?
Not much. Rarely beef. I do eat chicken and eggs. Okay.
The chicken and eggs are perhaps now, with our knowledge, worse than beef. The best player on the block, if you're going to eat any of them, occasionally, maybe once a week or once a month, the best one is lamb. It glycates the least. That means it produces these aging compounds the least when it's cooked. It has less of the trans fats than the chicken will. It's just much, much better for you. Chicken has to be really, really cooked because it's a bird, as we all know, and the bird will be able to harbor bacteria, viruses that are harmless to it, but could be harmful to us. So we got to cook it to kill it, and the more we cook it, the poorer it is for us. So I don't think if I'm going to spend my once a week or once a month special that it's going to be chicken. I hope that helps. Now, these things, I would check the water, the salt, make sure you got plenty of that. If you're still with constipation, until we figure out the driver, why don't you get on some of our Fiber Immune, which is the arabinogalactin, and that'll bulk your stool, hold the moisture, and should make it easy for you to pass bowel movements. Until we get to the bottom of this, I think you may need to have your low back rechecked, and you may want to go on the biofuel diet in a more relaxed form and get the resource list so that you know what foods you can eat that taste great, that don't have all those refined oils. Okay?
And how many grams of protein do you recommend to get a day?
Well, it depends. See, it depends on your physical activity. If you were doing a hard workout, I like to have at least 15, 20 grams of protein within an hour of that workout. If there's no hard workout, then a protein once a day, even if you're infected, is usually plenty. We tend to think of our needs of protein as something special from the other foods. It's very clear from the long-lived cultures, of which there are 8, all of whom eat about 70% starch, that they're getting most of their protein from the starch sources, which is really amazing. So definitely you don't need huge amounts of protein unless you have a raging infection, you got rotting gums or teeth or something where the body's really turning over a lot of tissue. Then you want to support it until you clear that. Okay?
Right.
Okay.
Good.
Take care. You're welcome. Bye now. All right. This is Dr. Bob Marshall, PhD. This is Healthline Live, and we're answering your nutrition and health-related questions. Let's go right back to the phones. Let's go to Harry in New York, and he wants to know what we suggest for an umbilical or ventricle hernia. Are you there, Harry?
Yes, I am, Dr. Marshall.
Well, you're welcome. I wouldn't probably do anything about an umbilical hernia other than to make sure I don't gain weight at my abdomen. The hernias that we really have to worry about are things like the inguinal hernias, where you could strangulate the colon and create a nightmare for yourself. In the case of the umbilical hernia, if you just drop some gut weight, usually you can't even notice it, and hopefully that's the end of that. Now, a ventral hernia, if I understand you correctly, is that what you're asking?
Yes, it's really for my wife, Dr. Marshall.
Okay, well, where would the ventral hernia be?
Well, I was under the impression that the ventral was a little bit more developed than the umbilical.
Well, that's why I'm asking you, because you're distinguishing between the two of them. Now, if the abdominal wall is really broken open, then you may need to surgerize it. But usually with an umbilical hernia, all you have to do is control the abdominal weight, and you're okay there. Now, if this was a much larger breach of the abdominal wall, then I would say if you do surgery, you want to make sure that they're using the mesh that would be a polyethylene form, because that's not toxic in the body, and so many of the other ones can be a problem. So hopefully this will help her. Okay?
Dr. Marshall, can I ask you what you recommend also for mood and depression?
Well, the number one thing used in Germany is usually B vitamins, like Max Stress B. But how old is this for your wife as well?
No, it's for someone else.
How old are they?
39.
39. Do they consume alcohol? Yes.
No.
No alcohol. All right. Well, I would certainly jump on 1 or 2 teaspoons of Max Stress B and see.
How about the noni?
Excuse me?
Noni.
Noni, maybe, but that would be if we need to bump serotonin. And the most common thing are these methylated B vitamins that are in short supply. You also need to take a look at how well they're sleeping. You know, when they wake up from sleep, do they feel rested? Do they get 5 or more straight hours of sleep? These are the kind of things, if they are, then you're really not terribly worried about adrenaline. But if they aren't, then you have to worry about magnesium and adrenaline. So sleep is a big deal here, okay?
Yes.
All right. Those are a couple of things I would recommend. Do you know if this person sleeps well?
No.
Well,
No.
You want to check. The 2 questions you want to ask is, when you get up, do you feel rested? And the other question is, do you sleep 5 straight hours?
You said magnesium, and what was the other thing?
And adrenal support.
Oh, the adrenals. Okay.
Yeah, because that's when the adrenals will go. Okay? And
Is magnesium best taken at night or during the day?
It depends on the problem. Usually a split of about 200 milligrams morning and 200 milligrams night is ideal, unless they're not sleeping well at all, and then maybe the entire dose in the evening. Okay?
If they're sleeping well, then break it up.
Exactly.
I see. Okay.
All right, buddy. Take care.
Thank you so much.
You're
sir.
welcome. Bye now. All right, let's go right back to the phones. Let's go to Sharon in Colorado, and she's enduring some osteoporosis, which, for the benefit of the listeners, is sick bone. We're not just lost bone, but we got sick bone. So how old a woman are you, Sharon, and how much do you weigh?
Dr. Marshall, it's more osteopenia. I'm 76, and I weigh about 134.
Okay.
And I've lost a lot of weight, maybe 10 pounds, because I tried to. And so I started taking some of your products.
Okay.
And I've been taking the vitamin D3.
Okay.
And my vitamin D level was 100.
Okay.
So I thought that was good. And then I'm taking that calcium.
Which one, the coral?
Coral, and mixing it in with the aloe vera and the water.
Oh, good. Uh-huh. And do you have a roll of pH paper to check yourself?
Yes, and that's been about 6.0.
Okay, so you still got some work to do there. Have you tried increasing the dose of the coral and aloe to see if you can force it into the zone?
No, I haven't. How much should I take?
Well, you're a small drink of water, so typically to start with a half teaspoon, I would bump it up to a teaspoon and see if the pH moves. If it doesn't want to move, then we may need to support kidney and or parathyroid. Okay? So the kidney is very simple, kidney support, but at your age, I would also be taking DHEA. I would make sure I'm using digestants so that I'm sure the food is digested. And because of your age, you'd use maybe 2 Quantum Digest. At the start of the meal, the end of the meal, about 4 betaine hydrochloride. Now you're digesting the way you did in your 20s. No rotting food going anywhere. Now we need a little DHEA for the brain, the kidney, and the nerve. Maybe 5 of those at your main protein meal, which hopefully would be lunch. Okay? Now supporting kidney, maybe 2 kidney support per meal. And parathyroid, typically green tea, PG, and maybe at your body size, maybe 1 teaspoon, 2 at the maximum. And so now as you do these things, hopefully you watch that pH jump into the green zone and stay in the green zone. If it jumps in and stays, you know there's no chronic infection, there's nothing else going on, and you can accelerate your pace by adding maybe 6 bone and joint support per meal for maybe 1 month. and then cut to 3 per meal. Okay? And usually you can feel the change. Okay?
Yes, doctor. How much do they know when I call the order line what you just told me?
Yes, they can. You're Sharon in Colorado, and they'll be able to pull up my notes and see what I've written, and I'm just making sure they can read it. Okay?
All right, doctor. Thank you.
You're welcome very much. Take care. Bye now. All right. This is Dr. Bob Marshall, PhD. This is Healthline Live. Let's go to Ina in California. And the area behind her knee is swollen, and that's usually linked to kidney. Are you there, Ina?
Yes, I am here, Dr. Marshall.
And how old are you, and how much do you weigh?
I'm 6,655 pounds.
Okay. Well, the first thing you want to know is that you want to support kidney right away because of that swelling. So at your body size, your age, maybe 2 kidney support capsules per meal, and then maybe 5 to 10 DHEA 200. These are capsules of vegetarian, they're sea vegetable source docosahexaenoic acid, and these support the health of the kidney, of course.
Uh-huh.
Okay?
Okay.
Take care. You're welcome.
Thank
Bye
you.
now.
Okay, bye.
All right, let's go right back to the phones. Let's go to Pamela in Sacramento, California, and she wants some support for the liver here. Are you there, Pamela?
Yes, I am.
How old a woman are you, and how much do you weigh?
Oh, I'm 60, and I weigh 152.
Okay. For the liver, you're going to want to get on something called liver support.
Okay.
And at your body size, maybe about 3 per meal. And with it, you would take reishi, R-E-I-S-H-I. It's a mushroom.
R-E-I-S-H-I?
Yes.
Okay.
And you would want to take perhaps as many as 8 of those per meal.
Okay.
And I think that might just do wonders to help the best function and structure for your liver. Those are a couple of things I would do right away.
Okay.
Okay? Good luck.
All righty.
Take
Thank
care.
you. Bye-bye.
You're welcome. Bye. All right. This is Dr. Bob Marshall, PhD. This is Healthline Live, and we're answering your nutrition and health-related questions. Tell a friend and join us and visit us on our website, qnlabs.com, qnlabs.com. And this is your chance to jump on Quantum Cleanse Caps to really clean the house of your colon and do it gently and get that white flour and white sugar junk that's probably glued onto your intestines harder than dried mucus in your nose. The cleanse caps are a wonderful source of a great quality psyllium with the key synergists, cofactors, and transporters needed so it can do a gentle yet thorough cleansing job for the intestine. And if you now kill this food, it's make-believe food, white flour, white sugar, you can have the healthiest, most wonderful intestines. And typically you'll take about 5 of these capsules with 8 ounces of juice or water, and you're going to do this about 30 minutes before 2 meals a day, preferably breakfast and dinner. And this is going to set the stage to really help you clean your clock.
To find out more about our specials or any of our other great products, call 1-800-370-3447 or visit us online at qnlabs.com. That's 1-800-370-3447 or visit qnlabs.com. Dr. Marshall's comments have not been evaluated by the FDA and are not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease. Have a healthy and radiant day.
Thanks for tuning in to the Quantum Legacy series, your journey into the foundations of clean, quantum state nutrition. While these broadcasts were originally aired years ago, the principles shared still guide us at Quantum Nutrition Labs today. Please note, any offers or pricing mentioned may no longer be valid. If you enjoyed this episode, we'd be grateful if you subscribed, left a review, or shared this podcast with someone who values natural health. Your support helps us keep the legacy alive. To learn more about our current products and mission, visit qnlabs.com. Until next time, be well and stay connected to nature.